The Yanks leave it late.
Dempsey's historic hat trick.
And a fan favorite returns to the field in Seattle on the Daily next. Hey everybody, happy Monday and welcome to the new edition of the Daily here with Andrew Wiebe. I'm Nick Fershon. Andrew, we're going to start with the U.S. national team. A big 1-0 win over Venezuela out in Arizona on Saturday night. Ricardo Clark gets the game winner, but who stuck out for you on the national team?
Obviously Clark gets redemption, but I think Breck Shea and Jermaine Jones just both had flashes of good things in the game. Of course, both faded in and out as the U.S. did throughout the first half, but everything improved in the second and deserved game winner, I think.
Well, Jeff Cameron and Benny Feilhaber also drawing rave reviews over the weekend for Jurgen Klinsmann's team, as well as the head coach himself, Jurgen Klinsmann, in a big 1-0 win for the U.S. over Venezuela. But the men's national team not the only ones in action over the weekend. The Canadian women's national team in CONCACAF qualifying for the Summer Olympics. 2 wins over the weekend, and they move on to the semifinals, as well as the U.S. women, with big wins over the Dominican Republic and Guatemala. Andrew, a combined score of 27-0 for the U.S. women. And up next, another U.S. striker in the headlines in Europe. Well, Clint Dempsey back in the headlines for Fulham, Andrew, over the weekend. The first hat trick for an American in EPL. Clint Dempsey tearing it up right now.
Yeah, 15 goals in the term this year in all competitions, 10 in his last 11. He made the difference between Fulham and Newcastle. 3 goals, 3 very fine finishes. Lots of plaudits for him in England this weekend. And
Landon Donovan also helping set up a goal over the weekend for Everton. And up next, a look at MLS teams back in action in the preseason. Well, a number of MLS teams back in action beginning this week in the preseason, including the Montreal Impact. Andrew, they worked out a couple times last week, and now they're down in Guadalajara, Mexico, a scoreless draw against Chivas.
Yeah, not much to talk about as far as on-the-field action, but obviously one of the big storylines, Brian Ching back saying he's 100% committed to the work that the Impact are doing. We'll see how that goes throughout the preseason, but a fine start for them.
And up next, a look at a hero in Seattle back on the field. Well, if you caught the news from Seattle Sounders training camp on Friday, you saw a very familiar face working out with the Sounders. Steve Zakuani back, his first full training with the club since breaking his leg last year, but not quite back yet.
Yeah, he said he's frustrated at this point. Obviously, he wants to be back to where he was, but it's just not going to be possible. The numbers are thrown around at 65–70%. He did score a goal in training, but it looks to be a long road back for him.
Well, certainly a lot of Sounders fans excited to see Steve Zakuani back on the field. A couple more things before we go. MLS Inside the Super Draft is back. The exclusive video series you can catch Episode 3 on MLSsoccer.com today. And one last thing before we go. Let us know what you think of the new edition of The Daily. You can post your comments right here below. We'll be back with another edition of The Daily tomorrow.